Welcome to the Did You Die podcast. This is Darren Boot Clark, and we are coming to you live from the Pelican Grill, one of my favorite breakfast and brunch and lunch places in the Seabrook area. Today we are talking with, obviously I'm wearing a mask, we're in the middle of the COVID-19 pandemic, and we are talking with Nu and Zac Lowery. They're the owners of Pelican Grill, along with a partner, G, who couldn't make it today. But so we're going to talk a little bit about where they were before COVID-19, how it switched on a dime, and what they've had to do to pivot, and everything in between. So, welcome to the show, guys.
How you doing, Darren?
Wonderful. Thank you for carving a little bit of your time. I know you guys have been blowing and going and busy. And
Oh no, this is a piece of cake. This is nothing.
awesome. So let's talk a little bit about, give us the history of Pelican, what made you decide to get in the restaurant business?
Oh God, part lunacy, and then the other part just young, naive, and for me, I just wanted to do something cool with my life. And Nu, she was basically born with a spatula in her hands. Anyway,
Yeah.
since that time, it was about probably right after I got out of the Navy. And then we came over here and we were looking at what we were going to get into, and we decided to start looking for restaurants. And after about a year, we ended up finding this place. And so that took about a year and 3 months. And there were a couple other options, but Pelican Grill ended up taking the cake on it. And we saw it and how kind of cute this place looked.
Yeah, very homey, it's very welcoming.
And Nu, she saw the back area, the kitchen, and like I said before, she knows how to cook anything.
Yeah.
And she saw how simple breakfast looked in a way. Now, of course, we ended up finding out that nothing is as simple as you'd like it to be.
Right. I'm sure Pandora's box, right? You look under the hood and oh my gosh.
And oh God, yeah. And like once we did look under the hood, we were terrified. We were like, what are we doing? Nu and I, whenever we first started off, we were very, very happy trying to knock it out, but we ended up not meeting almost every single month. We ended up not making the ends meet. And it took a long time to dig ourselves out of that hole, and we actually had someone who helped us out a lot over here. His name was Mike. He's our chef.
Okay.
He is a master back there. And without him kind of turning around as fast as we needed it probably wouldn't have worked out as well as it has more recently, before COVID.
Right.
So,
Yeah, because I remember when you guys took it over, you had to build your reputation back.
Yes.
And you guys have worked, you're known for your good food, but you're known just as much for your customer service. People know you guys by name. They know Mama. They have a lady that works here named Mama, and she comes around and she's cleaning tables and serving coffee, and everybody loves Mama. And the girls and the cooks in the back, Mike and everybody is just, it's a family atmosphere. You're very welcoming. You guys are not just the owners, but you're serving coffee. You're taking orders. There's no job too big or too small. I mean, when y'all are closed, you're painting windows for Easter. This is Easter weekend, and tomorrow's Easter Sunday. And you're doing some artwork, and you're always saying hi to the patrons and talking to the little kids, and it makes it fun to come. And there's a next door app that everybody's on around this area, and undoubtedly you guys are always the top breakfast place everybody recommends and everybody wants to come to. You can come here and they know your name. It's like Cheers, but for the breakfast area instead of the bar. And they have a prayer board, and it's Christian based, and it's a beautiful, beautiful, welcoming atmosphere. So I can't commend you enough on doing that.
Thank you.
So after a couple of years, you've really built this thing up. I mean, so there's a wait list sometimes.
Yes.
And you know, and then March? We're 3 weeks into this. Middle of March, they turn the switch off, right?
It was just all of a sudden, like it flipped over upside down in a matter of minutes whenever everything got shut down. So we really had to make, I don't know how many adjustments. And the first thing that we had to do was figure out where this is going to go. And so we kept everyone in for that first week, try to keep them employed. I started leaking out that we're probably going to have to cut a lot of people and cut a lot of hours.
Right.
So one of the first things we started doing was getting on the Texas unemployment and started putting, or at least getting our website ready. I had never even been on the Texas unemployment app before, not for the employer side of it. I'd done it once before after I got out of the service, but from this end of it, it was like taking care of a bunch of things that I really didn't know what the hell I was doing until I started doing it, honestly. So
learning on the fly, right?
Yeah, learning on the fly, and it was very stressful because we have a lot of really good people for our team, and we didn't want to lose anyone. And so there's two people we definitely knew that we wanted to take care of. One was Mama. She'd been with us for a good 5 years, and one was Mike. He was here with us since at least 2016, so another 4 years with him. And those two people are very valuable for us, so we wanted to make sure that we kept them. And then, but it wasn't just that we had to end up doing. We had to do the SBA loan, we had to do PPP, we had to basically up and down the entire government. We had to use any resource that we could find, and none of it has come through yet either. We're still waiting for them to say yes or no, but I mean, we all know a little bit about government here, and that's that it takes a little bit of time for things to process.
Right.
So.
Government has been a blessing and a curse. One, they're very good about feeding us information, and if we can get Congress to get on board and not do political posturing, they got something pushed through pretty quick. A lot of red tape, a lot of fat in it, but they did what they needed to do with the PPP.
Considering, I know that like usually if there's a high priority item in Congress, they're usually gonna try to push it through.
Yeah.
So
this is like something we've never seen.
Yeah.
You know, this is worse than the Great Depression. As of this week, it's 16 million people in the last 3 weeks have been unemployed. We're a resilient country. We're a resilient people, and we're going to come back.
Yes.
And I know that, you know, going back to our employees, they're like family too, right?
Yeah, it feels so bad. You know, like we try to keep them on the first week, like keep everyone on the same schedule, and then first thing like wasting their time and they didn't make any money on tips, or it just like it not worth their time to come to work too because they didn't make like.
Right, and as we as a country and as a community, we didn't know how to operate in this, right?
No.
Yes.
I mean, we're not used to going to Pelican for takeout.
Yes.
And you're not used to the serve takeout. I mean, I was mowing my lawn and news driving around my neighborhood. I'm like, whoa, you know, what's going on? And y'all were delivering.
Yes.
At first it was takeout, now y'all doing delivery.
Yeah.
So you've adjusted.
Yes.
And I think it's something that, you know, we all come together. And I'm seeing the local community trying to support local businesses as much as they can.
Yes.
You know?
God bless them.
And I don't need to change. You know, this is my time. If we're going to eat out, we eat at a local establishment because you guys are not just a restaurant. You're friends and your family, and we know you guys, right? And it's important to do that. And I think that that's important for us because we don't. You guys might be the only people we see when we come to get the food or y'all deliver it because we're locked in our home, right? My wife doesn't leave. She works from home, she works for NASA, and she just does not leave unless she absolutely has to because we have elderly folks that we got to take care of. And one of us has got to be, my work is still at the office, and so she can go take care of the parents. So people are starving for that interaction.
Yes.
And that smile. And when you guys come out and bring the food, you're always like, hey, good to see you. And, it's a friendly face, and it's so warming because that, like I said, other than it's such devastation on the news all the time, this is positive stuff. We know that if we're feeling bad, we can always get our name on the prayer board, and we can always have a hot cup of coffee and a great meal. And now that's been ripped out from us, but the people haven't. And I think we've seen that the community is really bonded together, and I hope you guys feel it.
Yeah.
Because I know y'all are a big part of it, and you're very active on social media. So let's talk a little bit about the challenges of COVID. I call it the rose and thorn. We're going to talk about the thorn first, kind of the painful process of this, right? Because the government's got a lot of red tape, but they're also putting the programs out there. And I know any application's been taking people days to fill out, and then there's a 4-pager, and then there's some that are pretty quick. So what have been your experiences?
Well, like I said earlier, I usually don't know what the hell I'm doing until I'm doing it, and that's because there's so many different new things that just all of a sudden pop up that I'm like, okay, now I've got to read this instruction and then figure it out that way. But the first day that it happened, I knew for sure after all this stuff that was coming on the internet that this thing was a little bit different.
Right.
Maybe some of the rest of the stuff like SARS and all of this. I knew that something was going to happen, and you and I were talking to each other about how it is we're going to end up adjusting. And I remember the day that it happened, I instantly got on Facebook because of you made me aware that Harris is basically closing down all bars and restaurants except for takeout. And so once that happened, I was like, okay, now's the time we have to make the adjustments. So we instantly closed it up at the front, and the people that didn't catch on to this, they ended up getting kind of in trouble. They got hit on for it. And I was like, nope, we're going to do it as soon as we can. And so we've actually just had to make adjustments as we've progressed. Like anytime we saw something that might have been a risk, we kind of, okay, let's eliminate the possibility of risk. How do we improve our systems to make sure that there's less risk involved? So we're talking about, of course, what restaurants always do, so there's never a time that we haven't been on top of washing our hands, for instance.
Right.
But now, in this case, using gloves during delivery, wearing masks, and of course, since all of this is really new to us, it's been on us to stay on our toes or keep each other on our toes to say, hey, don't forget your mask, don't forget your gloves.
Right.
And then of course on our own to be like, put the gloves on. And so that's actually been the real challenge, is readjusting everything that we've done to a new system. I mean, that even includes this table right here, just so we can get it out to the parking lot a lot faster.
Right. And
without getting it out and reorganizing our systems, we'd have just been in a mess. But that's literally what it looked like our first week. It was a mess, and we were making jokes about it earlier. But once it started hitting hard, we weren't joking anymore.
Yeah,
it wasn't a joke.
Now, did you find that your military experience, government, and that was your world for a while, knowing how to
navigate all
plan and navigate and know it's hurry up and wait, right?
And,
I mean, did you find that because you said you immediately got with Nu and started to plan to work, and then work the plan? Did that come in handy? I mean,
absolutely. I mean, everything that we had learned from the military has actually helped us out a lot. I mean, just both in our personal relationship, but also with the restaurant. So anything that's come our way, especially that's had to do with the government, I've usually been able to kind of navigate it. And it's not always the most perfect thing, but it's something that can work. And especially in a situation where you're hit by a meteor, it's like, okay, you're just going to do the best you can with what you got.
Yep.
and try to make it work. But something else that the military helps out a lot with is humor. When everything sucks, the best thing that works is a good joke.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to tell you about some of the jokes that I've
No.
made, obviously, but
You're a Navy guy. You get it. Just like a sailor.
you gotta make good jokes, man.
Right. So, and I'm sure, I mean, how has your faith played a part of this?
Obviously, my faith is a huge part of my life.
Right.
For one, it's being strong, and just actually, as a matter of fact, we have a verse right here. It's 1 Corinthians 16:13, and so anytime something like that's happened, it's easy to just bring a couple verses to your mind, and in Jesus' name, I know that all things that are going to be okay. And I remember my pastor, Rod, he made a joke one day about his wife being the Holy Spirit while he's driving. That's actually very, very true. My wife is on top of it whenever it comes to that. And she really is, in my opinion, the Holy Spirit, someone who's always looking out for everything.
Well, Nu, you're calm. I've never seen you rattled. I mean, you come in, you're always smiling, you're always even keeled. You know, you run a tight ship, but you're always even keeled, and I don't see the panic. You know, and I know Zac and myself, we're kind of type A, go, you know, all over the map, and I think my wife's the same way. She just brings me down. She gives me levity, right? Darren, you're gonna be all right. You're fine. Just gather your thoughts. What I've always found is whenever I'm under pressure, you've always got time. No matter what the trauma or distress is, sit back, take a breath,
one by one,
and know that God's got your back. So,
Amen.
So now you're good, right? Now we got to do our part.
Yes.
So how did you pivot? Let's talk about the pivot. So what have you done to adjust to the new norm of only a takeout and delivery?
Yeah, like for the first day that we know that the dining closed down, first thing that we think that we have to do is let people know as much as we can that we open.
Right.
Because a lot of people we think we close down. And for breakfast, I think in this situation that people try to save up money too.
Yep.
I think breakfast is the first thing that they can cook at home.
Right.
So it's kind of hard to get people hey, come out to get breakfast.
Sure.
In this situation, so yeah, first thing we get all the side going on.
Yes.
Around. Yes, and Facebook.
Yeah.
We're not on Facebook much before because on the weekend you will see it's a line a lot of people coming in the weekend.
Oh yeah.
So we try not to get people
We have to slow it down.
Right.
Yes, because
Right.
we don't want people to get mad.
You had to put a reservation desk.
Yes.
Welcome to Club Pelican. I'm your bouncer, Zac.
Yeah. So
Yeah, because people will come in and just grab a chair.
Yeah.
And it'll be a dirty table. They just sit down and you make it clean around them, and you're like, no, that's not fair.
Well, it's not just that. It's the fact that we won't end up knowing that they sit down, because the way the waitresses know that someone new has come in is whenever they see a menu, because the waitresses will always pick it back up, put it in their arm after they take it. And if they don't see a menu, they're like, this person already had his food. They already ate. So.
Gotcha. So is your menu now? Your menu's online. I mean, I know your menu by heart, but I know what I eat. But your menu's online, right?
yes, my menu is online. I also take a picture of the menu, picture menu, and then post on Facebook so they can read, they can see the price. And I'm doing new thing type on Microsoft Word to make it easier to read. So I think maybe a couple of days I will post it on Facebook too, so people can see.
That's awesome.
And the website itself is called Pelican Breakfast and Lunch.
Okay.
Or, let my wife take care of this one.
Okay.
The website is pelicanbreakfast.com.
Pelicanbreakfast.com, okay.
Yes, you can look up in the menu on it. Or you can go on Facebook. It's Pelican Grill. It also has a picture of the menu and then all the spatial thing that going on.
Absolutely. And I know that you guys are running an Easter special,
Yes.
right? So you can order a family meal.
Yes.
I think there's 4 different options, right?
Yes.
So that's awesome. And so what are you doing moving forward? I mean, you kind of got your situation done. Let's talk about the rose part of the rose and thorn. Let's talk about the good thing that's come out of this. What's some of the good things that you've seen?
I really like seeing our partner Jeep over here with her baby, for instance, and I think that's one of the coolest things that happened with all this. Like, Nu and I are always really busy, just running around doing something, and it's really forced us to come back here. And I've actually enjoyed a lot of time with my wife recently.
Sure.
And I think that's actually been happening a lot out there. Is like I'm seeing a lot more families at the places that I deliver to, and they're all together enjoying each other's company again. And we're actually enjoying our family over here. While we don't have everyone, it's almost come back to that original crew that we had when we really started off.
The nucleus, right? It's
Yeah.
a beautiful thing. I know we're on Zoom calls with our family every day, or FaceTiming, and you guys have got a baby play area right
Yes.
here for Keith's baby,
Baby Leon.
and it's awesome. I mean, and I saw Mama carrying him earlier when I came here this morning to get my breakfast, and I think, right, so that's beautiful to know that it's happening in the business family as it is happening, because I will tell you, America has come back to this. We've hit a time where we're back to the 70s. We're
Yeah.
playing board games.
Yeah.
We're doing family things. We're not watching as much TV because it's all negative.
Yeah, it is.
And it's all doom and gloom. And when we're talking to people, it's meaningful. It's not, life slowed down.
Yes.
And I hope, I think Dakota Myers, one of my mentors, he's a Medal of Honor recipient, he says, I don't ever want another 9/11, but
No.
I'll take 100 9/12s,
Amen.
right? And I don't
Amen.
ever want COVID-19,
No.
but I don't ever want to go back to being so busy that I'm living on an iPhone,
Ah.
craziness, and, oh yeah, everybody says, hi, how you doing, but they don't mean it because they're just moving on to the next thing.
Yeah. Living the dream, like with glazed over
Right.
eyeballs, sort of a thing.
But not stopping to smell the roses. And I think this has caused us to check on the elderly and the infirm,
Yeah.
right? I mean, the greatest generation are the ones that are most at risk.
Mm.
The ones that are sick are the ones that are most at risk. And I think America and the world, really, there isn't a continent that hasn't affected, is looking out for the ones that are sick or the elderly. And I know we've got, in our community, it's an older community. And I saw, when I was here, I saw one of the guys I haven't seen in a long time since this happened. He's up here still getting breakfast. You got a lot of single men that meet up here. And the elderly, they're not elderly, they're 60s, 70s,
Mhm.
right, that are able-bodied, but they come up here and hang out.
Yep.
They drink coffee, probably for hours sometimes.
It literally gives me hope for old age whenever I see some of these older, and by the way, I'm not trying to say they're dinosaurs or nothing. I mean, they probably remember when they made dirt, but
Right.
I know them, so I'm allowed to say it.
Yeah.
It gave me hope for old age because they enjoyed each other's company. It made it look like an interesting time to just have conversations and a good cup of coffee with some of your friends. And I think that's one of the reasons why, trying to stay safe is so important, because if you're not making the efforts to be safe, then these are the people who are actually at risk right now.
Right.
And I did want to touch up on something else that you said, like this little playpen that we have over here.
Yeah.
That's basically what we've had to do with the adjustments. We didn't have a playpen to prepare for this situation with our partner coming back over here. So we had to tip over tables and make a pretend play area for it. And that's exactly reflectively what our entire world looks like. We've had to tip over tables to make things work. And sometimes that's the right thing to do, what we have to do. So.
Well, yeah, if you're not the only thing constant is change.
Yeah.
So if you're not changing with the times and the environment,
Mhm.
you're going to be stagnant. You're going to be yesterday's news.
Yeah.
Yes.
And Seabrook and Lago in this area, Clear Lake area, cannot afford not to have Pelican Grill.
No.
And on this side of the lake, you're pretty much the only one. There might be another couple, but you guys are known as a breakfast place here. And it's important to support you guys. And I ask our community, please keep ordering food. Please keep coming up and getting your food, or they do delivery now. So let's talk about how if people want to find you. It's the website is
PelicanBreakfast.com.
pelicanbreakfast.com, and then Facebook, it's Pelican Grill.
Yes.
And then also let's talk about what's your phone number?
281-326-6149. And I had to say that out loud just in case my handwriting is terrible. So my art and my handwriting, they're kind of similar. They're not always great, but it kind of looks good sometimes.
It looks good. And what are the hours that you guys are open for?
7 and 2 2.
7 to 2, Monday, 7 days a week? Or?
7 days a week.
Every day.
Okay. And what would you say, what are your top 3 sellers?
I recommend the Eagle Nest.
Eagle's Nest?
It's
Yep.
very famous here.
You know, like if you don't know what to get for breakfast, if you're not a big fan of ordering it, yeah, Eagle's Nest all the way, because it's really just everything in the restaurant shoved into one dish.
Yep.
And that's so if you don't know. But if you know, it's the Eggs Benedict, hands down. Any one of the Eggs Benedicts. But lately I've been on a smoked salmon Benny kick, because the cornbread, it's a sweet cornbread, it's delicious.
Okay. I'm a crab cake.
Yeah.
Crab cake
It's
Benedict.
delicious.
Yeah.
Bacon avocado.
Yes, I'm
Bacon avocado is amazing too. And then for your lunches,
Killer Club.
Killer Club. And I'm actually a Reuben guy, more than anything. And that one's like, it's the simplest one and probably, in my opinion, the most delicious. My grandma also likes it. I don't know, it might be a German thing, really.
okay, yeah. So they have breakfast and lunch.
We have a special right now also. It's wings. It's 4 different flavors of wings. And it's, you have your regular wings, you have garlic, and you also have honey barbecue, and finally spicy. And those are awesome wings. It's, again, Master Chef Mike's food back there.
And then there's some Thai influence, right?
Absolutely.
So what is your what is the best Thai inspired dish here?
I would say the wings, the special one. We also have the spicy wing that is
Thai spice wings.
yes.
Okay.
And for the one that I created is the smoked salmon Benny.
Okay, smoked salmon Benedict. Yep.
It's
Awesome.
it's kind of like some of the Thai food dish that we have, and I just don't know how to make it. I mean, to adapt to breakfast. So
Sure.
with the smoked salmon Benny.
That's awesome. It's very good. I recommend them all.
The reason it works for the smoked salmon Benny and why you can actually attribute it is because Thai food is something that's like sweet, spicy, and wholesome all at the same time.
It's a comfort food, right?
Oh my god. It's literally, I'm not going to say it right now.
No, yeah, it's
I love
awesome.
my wife.
And now, the other restaurant, have you put that on hold for right now, or is it open?
It's open. And
Take out delivery.
And give that. Okay, let's give a plug for them. For your other restaurant. Go ahead.
It's just right there is Hansa Thai Kitchen.
Hansa Thai Kitchen.
Yes.
And what's the number for order?
281-532-6339.
Okay.
Yes, and 7 day a week from 11 until 9, and until for the weekend is until 10. Take out delivery.
Take out and delivery.
Yes.
And it's all Thai food.
Yes.
It's amazing. I highly encourage you guys. You can get breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and you don't have to leave the Lowry's and see, right? You can get it all. and there's a hell of a lot of variety. So thank you guys so much. I appreciate your time.
Thank you, man.
Thanks for coming. Let me come here and talk to you guys about this. It's important that we support, the community supports you guys because you guys support us, and you guys are on the front lines. I mean, you guys are jeopardizing your health to stay open to serve the customers, and we really appreciate that. And you will note, I mean, they do hand sanitize, they do wear gloves, they do wear masks. It's very clean, it's very healthy. They're following all the guides, so you can know that when you get your food, it's clean and it's safe. And you're going to get service with a smile too. So, Nu and Zac, thank you so much. I appreciate your time.
Thank you very much, man.